Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Continuing our top 15 series, we've got something special lined up for you today. I know so many of you have been asking for a customer reviews analysis for this one. Well, we're finally doing it. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer was really impressed with this electric bike, particularly with its adjustability. Our reviewer, who is 56, found it incredibly comfortable, noting that the seat and handlebars could be adjusted perfectly to fit her height. She mentioned it felt like the bike was designed specifically for someone her size, which is a big plus. What's even more remarkable is that this client could also adjust it down to fit her 10-year-old son, who is tall for his age. The seat and handlebars lower enough that he can comfortably stand over the bike. Initially, she thought the pedal placement seemed off for him, but a slight adjustment to the seat height corrected that. The reviewer emphasized that it fits both her and her son, who is 47, perfectly. Both the reviewer and her son felt that the geometry of the bike was spot on, with the son saying it felt just like his regular bike. She gave the makers credit for creating such a versatile design. She was also very impressed with its power, easily handling hills with her weight. However, she mentioned that her son needed to be careful due to the bike's powerful motor, as it can take off quickly, especially for someone lighter. She planned to supervise him initially so he could get used to the power. She estimated the bike's speed to be between 15 and 25 mph depending on the riding conditions. The client was happy with how lightweight it is, as well as how compact it is when folded. The bottom line for this client is that it brings happiness, and the cost was well worth it, especially considering that it's one of the few quality electric bikes that fits her son.
Excellent. Let's find out what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer initially had mixed feelings about this electric bike. Weighing in at 250 pounds, our reviewer found that pedal assist was necessary on most inclines. The battery life was a concern, as it seemed to drain rather quickly. A 5-mile ride with a modest 500-foot elevation gain was about the limit on a single charge. While coasting downhill would replenish some of the battery, the reviewer doubted its suitability for extended off-road adventures without extra batteries. One of the positives noted was the 21-speed gearing system, a significant upgrade compared to many other e-bikes with only 7 speeds. Being 61, our reviewer observed the bike had a high riding position and a noticeable center of gravity. With prior experience of long-distance cycling on a mountain bike, our reviewer found this e-bike at around 50 pounds much heavier and would be a struggle to pedal with a dead battery. Communication with the company regarding the battery performance was challenging, with no resolution as to if the battery itself was faulty. Replacement batteries from third-party sellers also presented sizing issues. Later, our reviewer updated the review, describing an issue with the front forks leaking, and the company initially claiming it was normal and refusing warranty coverage. Further problems with the bike not operating correctly and a bent rear shock absorber led to frustration. However, contacting the company via Facebook Messenger proved more effective. The responsiveness and helpfulness of customer service through that channel were significantly better, ultimately resolving the fork issue. Despite the initial challenges, this client concluded that for the price, you can't beat the bike.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer seems genuinely pleased with their new electric bike, especially considering the price. The initial impression is quite positive. Assembly was a breeze and the seat is surprisingly comfortable, a definite plus for longer rides. The brakes also get a thumbs up, instilling confidence in terms of safety. So far, our reviewer has mainly tested this bike around the neighborhood, but the performance on flat ground is promising. Apparently, it reaches the advertised speed with a rider of average weight, which is a good sign. However, the uphill performance is where things get a bit more nuanced. The bike struggles quite a bit on inclines, requiring pedal assistance to make it to the top of even moderate hills. This client likened it to pedaling a traditional multi-gear bike in its lowest gear. Conversely, the downhill experience is reportedly exhilarating. While the advertised range hasn't been fully verified, our reviewer expresses some skepticism, suggesting it might not quite reach the stated distance. Overall, the recommendation is conditional. This bike is highly recommended for areas that are primarily flat. However, for those living in hilly regions, this reviewer suggests investing in a more powerful model to better handle the inclines. So, consider the terrain carefully before making a purchase.
And that's a wrap. If this video was helpful, like and subscribe. Got questions? Let's chat in the comments. See you soon.